Hey you, picture this for a second. You walk into a room. Maybe it's a party, maybe a family dinner, or that team meeting at work. And the energy hits you like a wave. Everyone's laughing. Voices overlapping. Stories flying back and forth like ping-pong balls. Someone cracks a joke. The whole group erupts. And in the middle of it all, there you are, leaning against the wall, or sitting quietly in the corner, nursing your drink, smiling softly, taking it all in. Someone eventually turns to you with that familiar look. Half curious, half concerned, and says, "Why are you so quiet tonight?" And in that moment, you feel it. That tiny twist in your chest. Like maybe something's wrong with you. Like you're missing out, or worse, like you're the odd one out. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not bored. You're not upset. You're not even shy in the scared way people assume. You're just preferring it this way. You like being the quiet one in the room. If that hits a little too close to home, you're not alone. Millions of us do. And today, we're diving into exactly why. Not in some cold textbook way, but in the real human way that actually makes sense of your life. Because here's the thing. Most people get wrong. Being the quiet one isn't a flaw. It's not broken. It's not even just your personality. It's your brain doing exactly what it was beautifully wired to do. And once you see how, everything starts to feel lighter. Like maybe you've been carrying around an apology you never needed to say. Let me take you back. Not too far. Just to a regular Tuesday night a few weeks ago. Imagine you're at a friend's birthday thing. Music's thumping, lights flashing, 10 conversations happening at once. Your extroverted buddy is in the center, telling that story. They've told 100 times, but everyone's still cracking up. And you're over by the snacks, half listening but mostly watching. You notice how one person's laugh doesn't quite reach their eyes. You catch the tiny glance between two others that says they're not as okay as they pretend. You're not zoning out. You're seeing the room in high definition, while everyone else is riding the wave of noise. Your mind is quietly mapping the undercurrents. That's not weird. That's not antisocial. That's your nervous system, working exactly as designed. Here's what's happening inside your head right now. And science backs this up beautifully. Your brain actually runs at a higher baseline level of arousal. Think of it like this. Most people's brains are like a car idling low. They need a big rev from the outside world just to feel alive and energized. But yours is already humming at a higher gear. Add too much external noise and it tips right into overload. That's why a crowded room can feel exhausting after 20 minutes, while your friend could stay till 2 a.m. and leave buzzing. Neuroscientists have scanned this for decades. Introverted brains show thicker gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, the part that handles deep thinking, planning, and reflection. They respond differently to dopamine, that feel-good chemical tied to rewards and excitement. For extroverts, a big social hit floods them with motivation. For you, too much dopamine feels like static on a radio. Overwhelming, not exciting. Instead, your brain lights up beautifully with acetylcholine. The calm, focused, let's really think this through neurotransmitter. That's why solitude or a quiet corner recharges you like nothing else. It's not laziness. It's biology giving you the perfect fuel for what you do best. Now, let's make this even more real with a little story from way back. Imagine our ancestors on the savannah, thousands of years ago. There's the bold hunter charging ahead, laughing loud, drawing the group together with energy and courage. But right behind him, the quiet observer. The one scanning the horizon, noticing the rustle in the grass that everyone else missed. The subtle shift in the wind that might mean danger or opportunity. That quiet one didn't need to be the loudest to survive. In fact, their silence kept the whole tribe alive more times than we'll ever know. Evolution didn't weed out the quiet ones. It kept them because balance is everything. The loud ones explore. The quiet ones notice. Together, we thrived. Fast forward to today, and that same wiring is still here. You walk into the modern savannah, the open plan office, the loud wedding, the group chat that never stops. And your brain is still doing what it evolved to do. Observe deeply. Process quietly. Connect dots others miss. That's why quiet people often read the room like a book. You catch the micro-expression, the fake smile, the real emotion hiding behind the words. Studies even show introverts are better at detecting lies, because while everyone else is talking, you're actually listening. Separate, un sensuam, not just to the words, but to everything underneath. And yeah, society doesn't always make this easy. We live in what author Susan Cain calls the extrovert ideal. The idea that the best person is the loudest, the fastest talking, the one who fills every silence. From school presentations to job interviews, to those awkward, "Why are you so quiet?" questions. The message is everywhere. Speak up, stand out, be bigger. So when you choose the corner instead of the spotlight, it's easy to wonder if you're failing somehow. If maybe you should force yourself to be louder, funnier, more on. But here's where it gets beautiful, and where I want you to really lean in. Being the quiet one isn't missing the party. It's experiencing a different, richer version of it. While the loud voices bounce around the surface, you're down in the depths. You leave conversations with real insights, not just small talk echoes. Your friendships tend to be fewer but deeper. Yes, or for side. The kind where you can sit in comfortable silence, and it still feels like connection. Your creativity. It blooms in the quiet spaces. Think of Albert Einstein, who once said the monotony and solitude stimulates the creative mind. Or Rosa Parks, soft-spoken, unassuming, yet her quiet refusal on that bus changed history. Or Gandhi, whose power came from the stillness that made people lean in to listen. These weren't people who fixed their quietness. They used it. So if you've ever felt guilty for leaving early, for saying no to another big gathering, for needing a weekend with your book instead of brunch plans, let that guilt go. Your brain isn't broken. It's selective. It's wise. It's protecting your energy so you can show up fully when it matters. And the world desperately needs what you bring. The thoughtful leader who listens before deciding. The friend who remembers the small details others forget. The creator who sits with ideas until they're perfect. In a noisy world that rewards the flash, your quiet depth is the real superpower. Of course, life isn't always perfect. Sometimes the quiet preference can feel lonely. This is CO, especially if you're surrounded by people who don't get it. Or if past experiences taught you that speaking up led to judgment. That's real too. But even then, understanding the why changes everything. It turns "I'm too quiet" into "I'm wired for depth," and that's okay. It lets you choose your environment smarter. Smaller dinners instead of massive parties. One-on-one coffees instead of group chaos. It lets you say with a gentle smile, "I'm listening. I'm here. I'm just processing in my own way." And slowly, you start to see the gift in it all. The way a single quiet observation can shift an entire conversation. The peace you feel when everyone else is frazzled. The richness of your inner world, where ideas simmer, stories form, and real wisdom grows. So next time you're in that room, and someone asks why you're so quiet, maybe you just smile and say, "I'm not missing anything. I'm actually seeing everything." Or maybe you don't say anything at all, because you don't have to explain your magic. You already know. If this feels like it was written for you, drop a comment and tell me, are you the quiet one too? What's one moment when being quiet actually gave you an advantage? I read every single one. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. We're unpacking more of these hidden psychology truths every week. The ones that finally make you feel seen. Because here's the quiet truth. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people brave enough to listen. And that's always been you. See you in the next one. Take care.